Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Robin Shimizu and friends talking happy, healthy habits with Robin Shimizu, all the way from Sacramento, California. How are you this morning, Robin?
Just fine. I'm really enjoying my day.
Good, good. I want to give
Yeah.
a shout out to my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups with the Biz Chicks, and you are in conversations with Robin Shimizu and friends. What do you have for us today, Robin?
Well, I have a article that I found last night in Forbes Life, and it's
Mm-hmm.
called "The Buzziest Wellness Trends to Watch Out for 2023."
Oh,
And it's just a really quick, short article, but I thought it was kind of fun. So I thought I would go over some of the trends that they're looking at for coming up in the next coming year. Um, I want to be mindful of my microphone here. So the very first tip that they give us is the AARP special. So I
I
thought,
love it.
okay, what's that? And what it is basically saying start eating your dinner earlier. So start eating your dinner like in the late afternoon, early evening. So it gives your food time to rest and things like that. But that's one of the things that they're starting to um, notice is that we feel so much better if we eat dinner at 5 instead
Ah,
of 7. So that's a trend that people are embracing. Also, low intensity workouts, and that got started with the pandemic. People started just walking by themselves or doing, a lot of things by themselves, and they're continuing that trend, which is um, just low intensity workouts. So working, moving, doing things, but not high intensity in that way. The third thing was at home beauty treatments. So
oh,
instead of spending a lot of money at the spas and things like that, people are learning how to take care of themselves at home and saving money doing it that way, you know? Um, and the fourth thing was a digital detox, which means they're completely like
taking a break.
taking a break. And I actually, I don't know about you, Terry, but I've been well this week, and so I did take a digital break. And it's kind of stressful taking a digital break.
It is. It is because you don't know what's really going on. It's like, and you're used to using your devices. It's how we get information and how we connect.
Yeah, so that one is going to be hard for me. um,
Well, it doesn't say you have to do it for long lengths of time either. It could
yeah.
be okay between the hours of 9 and 1. I'm not doing anything on my devices.
Well, it's like what you do, Terry. You use the device to help you because it says simple practices like putting your phones on do not disturb mode, muting
Hmm.
social media, things like that can just help, with, I guess, your stress level and your quality of your life. Um, and because we're feeling better about the pandemic, people are going out now and working out in a crowd. So,
Okay.
they're finding reasons to do motivational things um, with other people. So working out with a crowd, like, pickleball and things like that. So trying to get back out there and getting exercise at the same time. And let's see, the next one was movement snacks. And I like this one
What
too.
are
But
movement snacks?
yeah, so a movement snack is basically you break up your day in these little tiny segments of 10, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, where you just move.
Okay.
You walk or you stretch or you just move. Get up from your desk and you just move. And so they're called movement snacks, and they're really embracing that trend because we realize that we're not, our bodies need to move. We're
Yes.
so sedentary, you know, because I'm still pretty sheltered in, and I
Mhm.
have to really make myself move and stuff. And I haven't gotten out to walk. I haven't done any of that kind of stuff. So I've been doing a lot of zooming kind of exercises online.
Oh, okay.
But I do in bits and pieces. So I'll go into the front room and I'll do a couple of exercises with my mom, and then
Hmm.
we'll stop, and then maybe we'll do it again another, you know, another time during the day. But we're just doing it these small smidgens of time of just moving, you know, and getting our bodies moving. And the last one is, and this is the fun one, which is social abundance.
Now, what does that entail?
So that's going out with your friends
Oh, I
and
like
being
it.
social and having those kinds of wonderful conversations and time with your friends. So they're saying now that the pandemic is over, not well, it's not over, but you know, now that people are starting to go out, we so miss getting together with people. And I know that I'm becoming almost antisocial, so I have to
Isn't
fight.
that is really, it is really a thing.
Do you feel that too, Terry?
I do. I feel like I have to force myself
Hmm.
to go out and socialize.
Hmm.
I have to be very, very intentional. Whereas
Hmm.
before it was just part of my routine.
Exactly.
Now I am very conscientious about how often I connect face to face and whom I'm connecting face to face with. I'm choosing. Um, I don't know what to say. It's a thing.
It's a thing, and it's kind of, and that's a stressful thing too, because you got to think about it before you know you actually do it. So yeah, it's
and
so
I think it's necessary because people have postponed so many things. They postponed weddings. They postponed uh, family reunions. They've postponed, gathering for holidays, and so yeah,
this
it's
year, the 2023, we're going to start getting back out there. So that's a good thing. Um,
yes, it is.
so that's the 2023 trends from Forbes magazine. I wanted to um, introduce our guest today. Very excited. Today we have Dr. Shakanda Rogers with us. We haven't seen her since September, I think, or it was earlier in the summertime. Dr. Rogers is a licensed clinical psychologist, and she has a private practice here in Sacramento. She's also the founder of Melanin Meets Mindfulness, which teaches the principles of mindfulness while creating the experiences. Oh, I'm sorry, while centering the experiences African American women in the process. And
Mhm.
one of the things I wanted to mention is that she's also on the California Board of Psychology, a 4-year appointed term by Governor Gavin Newsom. Really, really accomplished. And she's got her bachelor's degree from in psychology from Vanderbilt University, and she had a double minor in social and African American studies. She got her PhD in clinical psychology, University of Texas. I mean, sorry, University of Tennessee in Knoxville, and she completed her pre-doctoral internship at Yale School of Medicine um, at the Yale New Haven Psychiatric Hospital. Really, just an amazing guest. So we are so honored to have her with us today. So with that, let's bring on Dr. Rogers.
Hello, Dr. Rogers.
Good morning. Good
Good
morning. So
morning.
glad to be with you both today. Thank you for the invitation, and it's always a blessing to be in conversation with you. So, thanks again.
How kind. I do want to put up your website before we get started. I want to show everybody where they can find you. So
Okay.
give me a moment here and let me put this on the screen so the people know when they get to your website, and it is called melaninmeetsmindfulness.com.
Love it.
So we'll put that in the chat so that people can
Okay.
find you. And I
Perfect.
wanted to put it up so people would recognize when they're in the right place.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, ladies.
Okay. So, when I was thinking about what I wanted to share today, I thought about something that's been on my mind and on my heart for the last few months. I've been thinking about this a lot since probably since I was here last during the summer. So I've been thinking a lot about nature. I normally go back home to my home state of Alabama every summer for 2 weeks to celebrate my grandmother's birthday. And we usually all gather at the house that she and my grandfather built back in the 50s. And it's in rural Alabama in the middle of the woods.
Mm.
It's
Wow.
so peaceful. I used to hate it growing up because there was nothing to do there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Cable, no, no internet, no distractions. Um, and I couldn't stand it when I was little, but now that I'm an adult, it is my favorite place on this planet to be.
Wow.
And this summer, we were planning to go home and a bunch of things happened, so we ended up having to cancel the trip, and I was devastated. And my husband and I talked about, what we could do even though we couldn't get back home. And I said, you know what? I just need to be in nature. I need to be surrounded by trees. And so we went to North Lake Tahoe, which is beautiful and so peaceful and so settling. And it occurred to me that part of the reason that I love the place where my grandparents' home is because it's centered in the middle of nature and all of these trees and just being connected to the earth and breathing the fresh air and just feeling the breeze on my skin. And so I've just started thinking about how nature can be such a healing experience. And even if we can't get to North Lake Tahoe or get to, our favorite, grounding place, nature is all around us. And I
Mm.
think it's something that we take for granted sometimes or don't really pay close attention to. So I thought I would talk about that today. So I had to give just a little bit of context. So while we were in North Lake Tahoe, we stumbled into a really cute, quaint bookstore in Truckee. And while I was there, I found these cards called nature meditations, simple mindfulness practices inspired by the natural world. And it has just been such a gift to my spirit. And so I wanted to talk about them today. So it's a deck of cards, as you can see. And there are 4 sections. The first one is nature meditations. The second is walking thoughts. The third is messages from the earth. And the last section is strengthening affirmations.
Nice.
Yeah. And so it's just, they're just such wonderful cards. They're so beautifully decorated. And so I wanted to share one today and, have a conversation about it. So this one is called Pressure and Preparation.
Mm.
And it reads, oh, and this is from the Messages from the Earth section. So this card says, it can take more than 1,000,000 years for a diamond to form. Made from carbon deposits found deep within the earth, diamonds only materialize after millions of years of intense pressure. The process is long, but the result is precious. Today, know that in life, each of us will have moments of pressure and preparation. Understand that sometimes those moments are necessary to give birth to something greater. Then contemplate a past or present experience where an unpleasant situation transformed you over time. What did this experience teach you? And I just think that it's this card in particular, all of them really, um, ask us to pause and reflect. And so I've been thinking about the pandemic, right?
Mhm.
Sheltering in place since 2020. The world is starting to open up a bit. And so we've been under this pressure for the last 2 years, right?
Mhm.
And with this pressure, with this difficulty, with this overwhelm, with this um, long stretch of uncertainty, what are the beautiful things that have come from it, right? What are the diamonds that we've been able to cultivate in this period of intense pressure? And so for me, I've been thinking about being grateful for small things, things that I would ordinarily maybe miss in my day to day experience. I noticed that I'm much more um, I find much more joy in the small things like my children laughing or the fact that, I have little boys and right now they have high pitched voices and one day they will be men with deep voices. And so I just find such joy in their sweet little voices or a hug or um, feeling the breeze on my skin, seeing the sunshine, hearing
Mhm.
birds chirping outside the window, walking barefoot on the earth, feeling the support of the earth beneath me all the time, uh, seeing a ladybug, seeing a spider spinning its web. What else? What else? Hearing the wind rustling through the trees.
Mhm.
Just all of these things that I would probably not pay attention to. So just using this little deck of cards has really opened my eyes to the beauty that's all around me. Seeing the different hues in flowers, seeing the different colors of the leaves as they're changing now in the fall. So I've just been able to be more attuned to and more connected to the world around me. And the other thing that I found at this bookstore was a book called Forest Bathing: How Trees Can Help You Find Health and Happiness. And it just talks about the healing power of trees. Um, and so in the book, I'll just read a quick passage. It, so it's called Forest Bathing, which is really just about immersing yourself um, in environments that are full of trees, right? And so it's really about using the energy from from trees and from nature to settle the body. So I'll read a bit here. It says forest bathing boosts the immune system. So forest bathing can help you sleep and it can put you in a better mood, making you less aggressive and hostile and generally less grumpy all around. It lowers your heart rate and your blood pressure and improves your cardiovascular and metabolic health. And most importantly, it can boost your immune system. It is well known that the immune system plays an important part in building our defenses against bacteria, viruses, and tumors. It is also well known that stress inhibits immune function. If your immune system is suppressed, you're more likely to be ill. Stressed people are frequently ill. And so these things are not rocket science. Sometimes you can just be in nature and begin to heal your body by settling the body, settling
Mhm.
the mind, and settling the heart. So that's what I wanted to offer today and, just have a little discussion about.
Wow. Wow, Dr. Rogers. I just never really thought of, getting out for a walk as forest bathing. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah,
The term in and of itself
sure.
makes you think differently about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Robin, were you going to say
You
something?
know what I like about um, your tip today, your helpfulness today, is when people go out and go walking, for
Mhm.
instance, we just walk around the neighborhood. But if you hop in your car and you walk to a park and you walk under the trees, that's going to enhance that time that you're spending walking. So maybe just being more strategic about how you spend your time and where you spend your time at would help. And just not just go out and walk, just because my sister, she's really cute. She says, "Oh, I walked around, the park today." And I said, "Oh, that's nice." But I didn't really think about it any more than it's a nice place to walk. But
Mhm.
now I can tell her that's a really great place to walk because you're amongst the trees.
Yes,
So
yes.
I can, yeah, that's
There's
really,
real healing power being around trees. Um, there's something else that I was thinking about. Oh, there is a practice from a type of, it's not really a type of treatment, but there's a practice called mindful self compassion. If people are interested, you can look it up. It's originated by Dr. Kristen Neff and Chris Germer. And it is a beautiful set of practices. I took an 8-week mindful self compassion class, which was wonderful. But part of the mindful self compassion practice, one of them is called a sense and savor walk.
Mm.
Um, and what that really entails is, doing a walk, whether it's in your neighborhood, in a park, wherever it is, but really utilizing the five senses and
Mhm.
really savoring everything that you observe during that walk. So when you see a flower that, is really beautiful, instead of continuing to walk by the flower, just pausing, taking in the color, taking in the beauty. Again, do you notice one of the things that is really settling for me is the smell of freshly cut grass. And
Mm.
so if I'm walking and I smell that, I just pause for a second and really take it in. And so again, it's not just about the act of walking, but it's really about taking in your environment, really allowing the environment around you to nourish you. So it's about getting the exercise, but it's also about really steeping yourself in this practice of being connected to the world around you. There's so much beauty around us that we, might take for granted or not really pay attention to. But what I love about the practice of mindfulness is that it invites us to slow down and
Mm.
really get still and take in, you know, this moment, because we will never have this moment again, right?
Yes. And that is so profound. I know we shared an article once about how there's a whole intertwining in a forest of these roots, and that the older trees are nourishing the younger trees because
Uh,
their roots are actually entwined, and they are nourishing, sending nourishment from one tree to the other throughout the forest.
beautiful.
All of that is going on under the surface.
Yes.
And I'm just like, wow, when I think about what it takes to have that come up to the surface,
Yes.
it
Yes.
makes you want to pause
Oh yeah, no, that's
and
really beautiful.
appreciate it.
Yeah, so the older trees are nourishing the younger trees beneath the surface, and all the trees above the surface are nourishing us.
Mhm. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
It's like, oh my goodness, look at that. And the woman who wrote the article had discovered how these things are really actually connected, that each the root systems are not individual, but they eventually are intertwined with one another.
Yeah.
I was like,
And what a metaphor that is for humanity, right? That we are all intertwined with one another, that we are not separate from one another. I think the pandemic has taught us that, right? That we have all needed to shelter in place in order to, get a handle on this thing. No one has escaped. Um, having to do this. We're doing this around the world.
mm,
We are all interconnected. And I think these kinds of practices remind us that we're more connected than we are separate.
mm. And
So
that
my
we
my takeaway is to take to take those earbuds out of my ears when I do the walking
Yep.
and quit trying to listen to my book at the same time as I walk.
Yes, I used to do the same thing. I used to listen to music when I walked, and then
mhm,
as I've been doing more, mindfulness practices, I've said, you know what, that podcast or that song can wait.
mm.
Really take in what's around you. So the next time you're walking, whether it's, walking from your car to the grocery store or walking to go get the mail, wherever it is you're walking, just take a few moments to really notice what's present, and how the earth is always supporting us, how the sun is always shining, even if it's, obscured by clouds, how birds are always singing.
You, yesterday I just walked out to the driveway. I was expecting company and I didn't want them to miss the house. But the sun was shining through the trees and it just felt so good on my face,
Yes,
ladies. It was just
Mm.
like, oh my gosh, look at that. Because
yes,
I think because I hadn't been out in days. And the weather has been really nice here the last
yeah,
few days. And just the sun shining on my face, it just felt so relaxing
yes,
and
yes.
freeing and
Uh-huh.
joyful and
Absolutely.
warm.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes, that's beautiful that you were able to just pause in that moment, right? In the midst of waiting for company, you felt the sun shining on your face.
it
It
just
wasn't
felt
that
so
just a
good.
beautiful moment?
It
Yeah,
was. It really felt good.
yeah,
I always love your messages, and it's always such a great reminder that um, I do too much of not mindfulness because I have to be intentional about it, and
yeah,
it's a practice, and
it really is.
we have to undo all those bad habits.
Mhm.
Which is why this platform is so wonderful, right? Thinking about healthy habits that we can incorporate into our daily lives. And that's why I love, things like this. It makes mindfulness accessible, and it takes the guesswork out of it, right? You can pull a card, read it, and then just allow that to be your anchor for your practice for the day.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I
Beautiful.
love that. Because I need some kind of nudge, some
Uh-huh.
kind of starter, if you will,
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
to to open up my mind about what's really significant in my
Sure.
environment.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah. And there's so much wisdom from nature, right? Like this idea of how diamonds are formed, right? Millions of years of pressure, and then
mm,
something beautiful comes from it. Yeah.
That is beautiful.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a comment over here. Let me see what this is. Wonderful conversation. Oh, Janice, how you doing this morning, Janice? She says this is a wonderful conversation. Thank you for mindfulness. Thank you for
Yes.
joining the conversation. Welcome, Janice, to the conversation. And we hope that you gained something today that will make you more mindful.
Well, I know I did. My goodness. I love the reminders, and it's a discipline too. I have to be a little bit more disciplined. I have a lot of time on my hands.
Mm.
So I can do some of this stuff.
Sure. My mindfulness and meditation teacher, he says he's been doing this for decades. He says I have to think of it like brushing my teeth or washing my
Mm.
face. It's something that I have to do every day. So just, and it doesn't have to be, a full on 30-minute walk or sitting
Mhm.
on your meditation cushion for 45 minutes. It could be something as simple as taking a few deep breaths when you're sitting at a red light, waiting for it to turn green.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Or like what Miss Terry did, right? Just noticing the sun
Mhm.
on your face.
Mhm.
So it can be an extensive practice, and it can
Mhm.
also be these really small practices that you sort of intermingle throughout the day.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Janice says I walk early in the morning about 5 times a week.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Janice. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am gonna slow my day down today.
Mm-hmm. Janice says I enjoy the nature. It is my time with God. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
And
all that He's done.
feel
Oh, wait, she's talking to us today. She says, I listen to the Bible for some of it and make notice of nature and pray out loud to God.
Nice.
That's
yeah,
beautiful, Janice.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There is something really spiritual and divine about
Nature.
allowing yourself to be, um, yeah, just fed by nature. It
Mm.
reminds me of my grandmother that I think I talk about very often. She loved flowers, loved flowers. And she would see, a flower and say how beautiful it is. And then she would pause and then she would say, "You can't tell me there's no God."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because we could make something that beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that reminds me a lot of her. So thank you, Janice, for your comment.
Janice says he talks to me there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh, that brought tears to my eyes.
Isn't that a beautiful thing?
Uh-huh.
Nature is good. She says, nature is good for us. God made all the nature for us.
Yes,
Amazing. Yes, He did, didn't He?
yes. It's
A beautiful gift.
yes, it's such a beautiful gift. And so the other thing that I think about is making sure that we're taking good care of our planet because
Mm.
it's taking such good care of us.
Yeah.
And so these kinds of practices
Uh-huh.
remind us that this is our home, right?
Mm.
Just as we care for our physical dwelling, our homes that we live in, we also have to be really, really intentional about caring for the earth.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Whew. I'm ready to go take a nap. So relaxed. I'm so I love it. Your guests are just so amazing.
They are. And I love the reminder of using our five senses, trying to use our five senses when we're out there.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, Jill Weston talks about that every once in a while where we to tune in to our senses and just
Absolutely.
be more observant
Yes.
of that. So beautiful.
Yeah,
Well,
we have everything that we need to be well right
It's
here.
true.
We just have to access it and
mhm,
take the time
mhm.
to remember that healing is available to us at our fingertips and also
Mhm.
just within our own bodies.
So I have a question. I'm going to make this personal. My sister is very ADD, and her brain is just constantly working. And so when we're watching a movie, for instance, she's playing on her phone doing a crossword, watching a movie and doing a crossword, the thing. And she has to be doing two things at the same time or something, it's just how do you help somebody like that slow down?
I always think, like we were just saying, the five senses can be really, really helpful. So let's just do a quick practice right now. In this moment where you are, name three things that you can see, right? So for me, I see this beautiful quilt on the wall, a painting over here, um, some pictures of my family members over there. What do you hear? I hear the gentle fan from the space heater to my left. I hear the heat going in the house. Every so often I can hear a car driving by. What do you smell? I made hash browns for my kids this morning, so I can smell a little bit of that still lingering. Touch, maybe feeling the clothes on your skin, maybe feeling your feet touching the floor, maybe noticing your back against the chair. And taste, maybe you had a sip of coffee this morning and there's just a little bit lingering on your palate. Or you brushed your teeth this morning, you can taste a little bit of the toothpaste. And then you bring yourself back to the moment.
She's very open to meditation, so we're going to start doing that together.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think meditation is such a powerful practice, and it's so simple. Just bringing yourself back, right? And then maybe your mind wanders again, but then you can just bring yourself back, using the senses or using the breath.
I told her I would find her a guided meditation for about 15 minutes to just get her going.
Sure.
But open to it, so I'm very excited
Yeah.
to do this with her together.
Yes, and I will also say this for people who are new to meditation and mindfulness, folks who feel like they can't slow their mind down, I would even start with a 5-minute meditation, and you can work your way up, because sometimes people hear 15 minutes of stillness or 30 minutes of being quiet, and it makes people anxious. So I always say start with 5, especially if you're new to it. And the practice that we just did with the 5 senses, that was probably about 2 minutes. So start small.
I just thought of something. Maybe for her Christmas gift, I could buy a series of, from Jill, I can buy a series of having Jill work with her directly.
That would be good.
Huh.
Yeah.
That could be her Christmas present.
Yeah.
Yes.
What a beautiful gift. That's a beautiful.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Well, Janice says, this has been great, ladies. Thank you so much for sharing. I needed this reminder today because I couldn't get out to walk. It was raining too hard. She says, I have a great meditation online for you, Robin.
Okay.
So you need to connect with Janice.
And Janice, thank you for that comment. It just made me think that even if we can't go out to walk today, maybe we can open the door and just watch the rain falling, right?
Just open a window. Yeah.
Maybe put your hand outside and just let the raindrops fall on your hand. So you can still make a mindfulness practice even if you can't walk.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rogers. It was so good to see you.
Dr. Rogers, do you have any events coming up?
I do not have any events right now. I am getting ready to celebrate 5 years of Melanin Meets Mindfulness. We'll have our 5 year anniversary in January of
Mm.
2023. So we're closing out 2022 with we'll be having our monthly mindfulness session this coming Saturday. But I'm just really excited that we've been doing this for nearly 5 years. It was something that was just, an idea, and I thought, well, I'll share my love for mindfulness with Black women and see if there's anyone else who's interested in it. And 5 years later, we're still going. So I
Beautiful.
just feel so grateful.
Well, congratulations.
Oh,
And we
thank
want people to know where to find you. We put your um, link in the chat, but I'm going to put it in
you.
the
Okay.
comments again so that
Okay.
people can find your website. And
Okay.
also, we just want people to know that this is a place where you can go to practice mindfulness.
That's right.
Robin?
Oh, okay. So
We get so relaxed. I'm sorry.
I'm just I'm just so happy watching you guys. Um, next week we are going to go shopping with Lakeisha. Lakeisha will be
Ah,
with us, so we'll be doing our Christmas shopping with Lakeisha, our Mary Kay consultant. So that'll be a fun show.
yes.
Um, yeah, so people come back so we can get Christmas gifts for our loved ones.
Good. We love you too, Janice. Janice says, I love you, ladies. I need to get back to work now.
Thank you,
Okay,
Janice.
Cindy. Thank you so much for watching. And we want to let everybody know that if you're interested in becoming a part of the BizChicks community, you can do that by going to bizchicks.net, filling out a profile over there on the Heartbeat community. That is where we'll be having various workshops. Also, on Fridays, we have check ins. So if you want to make sure that you're on track, we'll be more than happy to help you be accountable. So, with that, we hope that you'll join the BizChicks community and come on out and let us know what it is you do because we'd love to help you run a profitable business. It's fun to run and take the hassle out of your hustle. Thank you again for all that you do today, ladies. Can you tell I'm a little relaxed?
That's a good thing.
I feel like I'm talking so much slower. Okay. Almost like I'm in slow motion. But I want you to know that it really did make a difference.
It works. It
Oh,
really.
it does work. Oh my goodness. Okay, and I want to remind you guys that our first Monday meetup for 2023 will be happening in January. So we hope that you'll come out to season 52 if you're local and come on over and join us to network so we can connect, share, and grow. With that, we love you and we'll see you all tomorrow. We'll be talking tech and English with the Biz Chicks. So come on back. Don't be scared. Learn some things that'll help you run that business and help to make your life easier. With that, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you again, Dr. Rogers. Thank
Of
you for
course.
all you do, Robin. And we'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you.